and then you can just ask it to do the actual addition of those two things it spit out, and you can create 4 answers where one is correct. You don't need AI for any of that shit. You just need AI to come to you and say, a good math curriculum includes addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Here are the things, the nuances to each of those things that need to be learned. And here's an explanation for those nuances. That's what you're going to ChatGPT for. You don't need a child learning grade one to be asking ChatGPT every time for a grade one curriculum. One curriculum for all of them is probably sufficient. You know, and if it's not, you can have them vote. Be like, this one isn't this question doesn't make sense. This question could be better. And you create it the first time. You create a facility for them to give you feedback, and then every month or two, you look at that feedback. You pick the 10 that are most pertinent or relevant, and you fix those in that month, and then you forget about it, and you just let it fucking pay you. You get $1 per month per student to have access to that curriculum, and then it's just a scaling game. Are you able to get 1,000 students or 10,000 students or 1,000,000 students? If they're all paying you $1 a month, dude, and that curriculum is static and you just have to deliver it, bro, you're living in a penthouse in Toronto. All right. So 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 pivot the way you're building the product such that the curriculum is an admin tool. You're the teacher of that curriculum. Maybe for now you're not the teacher per se. Maybe you'll actually have teachers who are like the leaders of these students. Maybe you have one per country. You can have like a weekly AMA session with little groups of students who can come in and they can talk about what they're having problems with or what they're not understanding, and you can actually have a person doing that. It doesn't need to be a chat bot per se, but maybe also you have a chat bot, and that's something that a pro, maybe if you pay $2 a month, you can have access to that chat bot who's there all the time to answer your questions. And if somebody asks a question that you've already answered, you show them the cached answer. And if they ask you a question that you need to grind ChatGPT for a hot minute to get an answer, then you do that and you cache that. And then the next time somebody asks it, you don't go to ChatGPT for the same shit. You go to the cache. Feel me? So the thing I would leave this conversation with respect to this is, have an idea of what the perfect, like the dream application looks like. What does it look like to you in your mind's eye? How does it look if it's perfect to you in your imagination? And then you need to break it down into 12 months. How do I go from where I am now to there in 12 months? And then you have to just cut it up into chunks. What needs to happen next for 12 months to be for month 12 to be achieved. Because it's natural. You have to do A, B before you can do C. So you have to identify, what does next month look like? What am I going to do the month after that? What am I going to do the month after that? With that idea, you build your roadmap, you put it on your website, you say, this is our roadmap for the product. This is the team that's building it. This is the price. These are the social proofs. And bam, you have a product, man. Just focus on one test. Focus on being able to cache that test. Focus on being able to recall that test. Focus on being able to do the test, and focus on being able to summarize the results of that test. I suspect a summary could be a good thing to tap into once you have the full, answers of that person, their experience through the test, maybe that's something that could be summarized through a chat GPT call. You can give it all the information, all the rights, all the wrongs. You can be like, these are the places that you excelled in, and these are the things that you didn't excel in. And these are the things maybe you should focus on some more. Here are a couple of tests that we have that focus on those areas, and then you just focus on that experience, right? You're creating a curriculum, and your goal is to create a user who knows that curriculum back and front. And through your product, you can see where they're excelling and where they're failing, and then just always focus on tightening that gap of the gaps of their knowledge, and you have a valuable product. And if it's for a post-secondary, if it's for something that's college level, maybe it's $5 a month or $10 a month. Maybe if it's high school level, it's $5 a month. Maybe it's elementary school, it's $1 a month, or $2 a month with once a week with a teacher, with like a virtual classroom kind of experience. And then you split the revenue with that in-person teacher to take their time, to actually one-on-one with those people. And then if they make it $3 a month, then maybe you have a chat bot that will allow you to ask 10 questions a week or a month or something. Because you have to um you have to control the user's access to ChatGPT. Like, you only want to give them access to that when there's absolutely value to be delivered and it's paid for. And as long as you build it that way, you're going to have a profitable product. So start finding the people you need. Imagine your team are the pods that we are going to need, right? So you'll need a front end person, maybe you'll need a back end person, you'll need a chat GPT person, you'll need a marketing person, you'll need a creative person. There's 4 people that you can start priming for the work that we're going to do together. You feel me? What do the creatives do? A creative would be the UIDX, the UI UX. They would do the marketing website. They would do the branding. They would do the messaging for your branding. The colors, the imagery. Those are all creative roles. That's the responsibility. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, you're a product. Like, think of yourself as the product owner, but you're also, the business owner of the development kind of portion. But have them treat you like the client. Don't work with them like you're their boss. Work with them like you're their client, and say, this month we want to go from here to here. We have 20 hours, we have 40 hours to do XYZ. Have a good idea about what their month looks like, and then measure them against it. Did they get 100% of it complete? Did they get 80% of it complete? Was it 80% of it complete because it was misscoped? Like, did I scope it wrong, or are they just suck? They're just not as good as I want or need? Do they need more training, or are they not disciplined? Like, you want to be assessing those people while they're working for you. And if you do that assessment, then I won't have to do it, and we're going to be better off for the clients on this side, which will bring in more profits on both sides, right? Because the reason why Gerald is hiring me, we're going on month 8. The reason why he hires me month after month is because I'm doing the work of an entire department, for 1,000, basically $1,500 a month. Whereas if you went out and hired a department, it would cost you, $10,000 a month at least. So for the $10,000 that he's given me, I've given him $70,000 of value. And that's why he keeps coming back. And as long as I put him in a position to make money, he's going to keep coming back to me. You know, I'm the domain knowledge expert of Gritty Factor. He doesn't know anything about the product. He couldn't tell anybody what to do next. He isn't focused on that. And so every month we go forward, in a way, he's putting me deeper into his bed. He's getting into bed with me every month a little more, because without demanding equity from him up front, he knows that I'm not in it for the money, and he knows that what I'm doing for him is relatively affordable, and he knows that he can continue doing that. And I'm sure that at the end of the day, when we do start making profits and he wants to do more, he's going to come straight to me. He's not going to go to some other developer and start fresh with somebody who has no idea where we're at and how far we've come and what we're doing. He's going to start fresh. He's not going to do that. He's going to just turn it up the next month. He's going to go from support to growth, and then I'm going to start executing my strategy through our executors. So yeah, start treating your product like in my model. And what you are doing through that is making small improvements, iterative improvements on your thing. And over a year, you will have something guaranteed. You will be training your team to prepare them for working with us. And that way, everybody wins, you know? Cool. Cool, bro. Amazing. So this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to treat you like my client for the next 6 months, as as to give you some value, like in the same way that we're having this conversation. I want to do this for you as often as once a week. I can do it at least once a month. I would really like it if you could do the blue sky exercise. Imagine what the dream version of this product is for you. What's the blue sky scenario? Money's no object. This is what it's going to be. And then figure out a 12-month roadmap. What what happens next month? What happens the month after that? What happens the month after that to achieve this end in 12 months? Okay, maybe we won't achieve that end in 12 months, but having a plan is the only way it can possibly happen is if you have a plan. If you show up at your desk every day and you don't know what you're going to do today, you're probably just going to do something that's, the most interesting to you. And that's not the way products are built. You have to do, addition before you can do multiplication. You have to have an understanding of numbers before you can do addition. So really understand what the foundation is for all those next things that you're building, and just focus on those things. Okay? Okay. Cool. So how's next Thursday do you want to do this weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly to start? Yeah, so let's do weekly. This is going to be more about you and less about me. It's going to be a little bit at the same time, because we're going to have you working this in the fractional model on your end, and that will help you achieve your goals. And it'll also start training your people to work with the model. And when I am able to bring customers in, they will be primed. Okay. So try and find one executor for each discipline. Maybe you have a person who does legal work in Uganda, and they can help you build your terms and conditions, for example, or your privacy policy. Like there's certain things that have to be on a website for people to take it seriously. That's going to be what the legal person does. They're not the legal professional, the legal leader, but somebody needs to put those documents together, and they have to have a mind and some education for legalities, right? So you want to find a person for that. You want to find a person who can lead the charge on your marketing. Like, what are our campaigns? What's our message? Who is our target market? How do we speak to them? What colors psychologically are best to use in this brand so that it speaks to the target user? Those are all marketing people tasks, right? You can pick them, you can just go ahead and do that work. But wouldn't your time be better spent championing those people and letting those individuals do that work, especially in Uganda where, their time is relatively affordable? If it's like 2 hours a day, what is that? How much, if you quantify that, how much in a month does that cost? Is your company building enough business to cover those costs? Then this is where you should be diverting some of that money instead of going out to the restaurants or buying that new whatever. Spend the next 6 months finding those people and getting them to help you build this vision. And after that, you can buy all the phones and cars and clothes that you want. you know just focus on making the product make a buck, because after the first dollar, it's a growth problem and not a solution problem. You have a solution, you can make $1 from it. Okay, now you need 100 customers there to pay you $1, or 1,000 customers, or whatever, and that takes marketing. And the sooner that you have that marketing page, you can start marketing things without having the product. So, like, you can get somebody working on that for a couple hours a day right away. You just have to tell them, this is what I'm building, this is who I'm building it for. Go. That's all a marketing person needs to start. And then you can say that to the creative as well. This is what I'm building, this is who it's for. Go. I need you to build a content strategy. Well, the marketing person will build the content strategy informs the creative says, okay, this week we need XYZ posts and XYZ articles, and so I need to deliver on the imagery for those things next week. And if you have 30 days advance strategy on marketing, you're giving that creative everything they need for the next month to do their work. You know, cool. Next time we'll record it. We'll record it next time. Okay. Okay. So get in my Calendly again for next Thursday. Pick a time that's available for you, and we'll touch base. I would really like to see your idea for the blue sky scenario and the roadmap on paper. Okay? Okay. Make it so. Yeah, yeah. Okay, amigo. Have a great week. Enjoy being back home. Have some time with your friends and family and some home cooking. And don't don't think about Toronto. Okay? Don't think about what you're missing. You're not missing anything. What you're missing What you're missing is what we're doing, and just focus on that for the next 6 months, and your life, you will have a different life by 2025. I promise you that. Thank you. Let's do it. Get in the calendar. We'll talk soon. Peace, brother.